Murders at Karlov Manor is now legal online and is officially being released this weekend. That means we have early access to new cards we get to jam in Temur Rhinos. I'm of course talking about the highly anticipated SURVEIL Lands. So let's check out the deck and talk about some of the changes we made. Alright, so like I said in the intro, we made a few changes, so let's go over those, starting with the land base. Our lands have stayed pretty stock except for a few things. So let's start with the main changes. We've added 2 SURVEIL Lands. So SURVEIL Lands, I think, a pretty big upgrade for this deck. The most important thing about them is that you can fetch for them. They have basic land types. So we have Forest Island for Hedge Maze, and we have Island Mountain for Thundering Falls. So we can get these with fetch lands. They come into play tap, but we get to surveil. So the big thing is that we're able to fetch them whenever we want, and we can surveil one, which is, in this deck, really, really good. To make it so that we can play the SURVEIL Lands, we had to make a few changes. So you'll notice we don't have any Mutavaults, and we've never played a mountain, but we especially don't have that mountain anyway, and we're not playing a Triumph. So Triumph is always comes into play tapped, and we didn't want to add a third comes into play tapped land. So we're still playing 2 Gemstone Caverns. I really like this card. I think it has a really high upside, but that's all for flex lands. So we have our normal Besejus, Ottawaras, fetch lands, shock lands, the SURVEIL Lands, and 2 Gemstone Caverns. Let's quickly talk about our flex spots here. We have 3 Tidebinder. That number's been pretty solid so far. For our removal, we have 2 Flame of Anor. We were playing 3 originally, but because we got rid of Mutavault, that makes it less likely to have a wizard. So we only have 3 wizards here with Tidebinder, so we put 1 Flame of Anor in the sideboard. We're not playing 3 right now. For removal, we have 1 Dismember and 3 Dead Gone. That's kind of like a newer split. Dismember takes care of Shieldred, kind of any big creature, and we still have the 3 Dead Gone, just mostly for dead, but obviously sometimes gone too. We are running the full set of Subtlety. I think Subtlety is a really good card right now. You can go to 3 and kind of mess with the numbers, but I like 4 too, especially because we're playing Force. It can pitch to Lorien Revealed, so I think it's really good in the meta right now. And then lastly, we're running 2 Murktides. I wasn't so hot on Murktide originally. We were just running 1 when we were playing it, but we're running 2 especially because of the SURVEIL Lands. We're going to be putting more spells in the graveyard, hopefully, and that will fuel Murktide. For the sideboard, we kind of have like the OG split from before, back in the day when Rhinos first came out. So we have an even amount of Dispute, we have Moon Effects, Force of Vigor, 1 Brotherhood's End for small creatures and artifacts. We have an extra Flame of Anor, very flexible card, Endurance again for graveyard decks, and Beseju for artifacts, enchantments. We like to have this in the sideboard because we have 2 Gemstone Caverns, so these can kind of go in and out depending on if you're on the play and draw. So overall, this is a pretty stock Rhino list, save for a few flex spots that we like and the SURVEIL Lands. So hopefully the SURVEIL Lands carry themselves. I'm really excited to try them. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. If you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get in the gameplay. All right, match 1 with the SURVEIL Lands, and this hand doesn't have a red source. We do get to probably suspend on turn 1, SURVEIL on turn 2, and then hopefully find a red source if we need it, but right now we can cast pretty much anything in our hand, so we're going to keep this. The Hedge Maze should hopefully find us a red source here. Chancellor of the Dross. So this is like mono black burn, I guess. So they get to drain us for 3 here. All right, they play Marsh Flats. I could get a Godless Shrine tapped. Interesting. Okay. I always love when opponents fetch just main phase, like we're not doing anything. All right, so we'll lead off on a Breeding Pool, suspend, and pass, and then now we have Force fodder here because we don't want to pitch our agent, but I'll gladly pitch an ice to force. Sovereign's Bite. I don't think I'm going to force this. I don't really care about that. So yeah, this is just like black-white burn, I guess. Down to 12. Okay, we draw the Foothills. We're going to play that out and pass. This is going to fetch a SURVEIL Land. So this is going to get our red source. All right, they play Silent Clearing. Crack it immediately. Not sure what they're looking for. All right, well, they don't find it at least. We get to get our SURVEIL Land. Thundering Falls, the value, a forest. We don't need that right now. That's nice. So like we don't have to draw a land, which is like awesome. We can play our untapped source and just slam Rhinos here. So far, SURVEIL Lands 1-0. Cast our Rhinos. Fatal Push. Okay. To be expected. They're not really doing anything, so it looks like they're sitting on just like a bunch of reactive spells, which is fine if they want to trade 1 for 3. That's totally fine with us. They play Swamp. Another Fatal Push. Okay, so they are sitting on all reactive spells. We're not going to force that. It's fine. You could argue forcing it just to keep up the pressure, but we'll figure it out. All right. I mean, we're not drawing the greatest either. We will get in for 2. We have Rhinos on suspend, so like it's not terrible. But we do have Maze to Surveil, and then we can end of a turn Flame of Anor. Hopefully just draw 2. All right, we'll get him for 2. They're tapping mana. Harm's Way. The next 2 damage that a source would you deal, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to ping us for 2 then with this? It's a pretty sweet deck. All right, so we take 2 instead of them. We're going to play another SURVEIL Land, and What do we see? Another land. Look at that. We put 2 lands into the graveyard. The value. All right, they didn't play anything, so that means we get to draw 2 at least. All right, so Flame of Anor. We're going to draw 2. And we draw an Outburst. Awesome. So like think, if we didn't hit that Surveil, we would have drawn the land and force, and then, I mean, I guess now we would draw the Outburst, but still. Good stuff. All right, so we cast Rhinos, play Misty. I don't know what they're sitting on. So it has to be all reactive spells because they're not doing anything proactively. I don't know if it's just like more harm's way or what. And I don't think it's worth it to Outburst now just for 1 more damage. It would put him to 22, and then we'd have, I'd rather 22, and then if we end of turn, we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's not going to do anything else unless they like fetch down. I kind of wish they played like creatures or something. We have these like dead gons doing nothing. All right, they take 2, and we're just going to send it back. All right, looks like they just pass it back. All right, we're going to Violent Outburst, end of turn. They have something. Another push, Soul Spike. Let's counter that. That should get they exiled 2 cards to do that. Chancellor and another Fatal Push to do that. Interesting. That was kind of like their last ditch effort. So we're definitely going to counter that. And then we'll just go get a Steam Vents tapped. So I don't know if we should be boarding out these dead gons. We haven't seen any creatures, but I feel like they have to have something, right? For like an aggro deck, aggro burn deck. But now we just, yeah, now we like attack for 18, hold up force, and that's game. Nice. Okay. Pretty good win. We drew pretty well-ish. And I mean, I don't really know what they're doing exactly, but they drew some stuff. All right, so against burn, black, white, burn. Subtlety is probably not the greatest. What do we want though? We want like, I don't even know what we want here. Probably not much. I feel like we're like pre-boarded almost. Maybe bring in like a flame for subtlety. We'll just like kind of run it back. I'm not exactly sure if we even have anything or what they're on exactly. We didn't see any creatures, so deads were kind of dead, but I don't know, like if we should be bringing Artifact Hate for potential chalices, probably. This is an interesting hand. We can go Suspend on turn 1, Hedge Mage, Suspend on turn 2, and just kind of like go from there. I don't know. Is this a weird hand to keep? Again, we didn't bring in anything that we're looking for, so maybe this is fine. Hopefully this is not too slow. But they seem kind of like a slow burn deck, as long as they don't soul spike us. They kept 7. All right, they lead up on a Godless Shrine. Okay, Gonti's Machinations. I've seen this card. I don't think it's worth forcing. All right, that's pretty decent. So we're unfortunately gonna have to fetch shock here. We'll get our red source with Stomping Ground and Suspend. And then next turn, depending what they do, probably just suspending the other footfalls. They get a swamp. Oh, they do have a creature. Okay. Silverquill Silencer. Whenever opponent casts a spell with the chosen name, they lose 3 life. All right. We're just gonna kill that. Let's surveil first. But now we're looking for a land, and we found a land, so we're gonna keep that, and then we're just gonna dead this now, so we don't take 3. Like we could suspend, but it's fine. Now we have force up. I think I care about that. I think we're gonna save forces for like the other one. All right. We'll shock this in. This is kind of rotting in our hand, unfortunately, because we definitely had to kill the silencer. Sleeper Agent. Okay, so this is that version. They just didn't have any creatures. So this is going to go into play under our, which is going to make our clock a little faster, which is fine with that. We're fine with us. Cast Outburst, get Rhinos. It's funny too. We could potentially Tashana's this, but I'm gonna wait like, all right, let's attack first. This can go get an island if we want to hard cast any of this, but they're gonna be dead very shortly. So we'll just suspend. Probably honestly don't even need to suspend. I think that's a waste because then we're gonna lose a life from this and they're gonna be dead before we do anything anyway. So I think that's a mistake. We're gonna take 1 life just from fetching. This can get a Surveil land. So maybe we're gonna do that anyway, but it might not be necessary because they're dead next turn. So we're probably just gonna force pitch this, and then if we need to double force, we can just hard cast it. So we should be in the clear. I can't see them coming back. We have 2 counter spells for anything they do, like Soul Spike. All right, they cast Indulging Patrician. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. All right, so they're planning to sacrifice this. So we are gonna fetch. We're not gonna get a Surveil land, unfortunately, but we are gonna Tidebinder this, because then we would lose a lot if we didn't, because we'd lose like 3 from this, 3 from this. All right, Tidebinder. Yeah, this plus this would be a lot of life. And then we have the force for the, man, they always have Soul Spike just chilling there. All right, we're going to Tidebinder that. We have Rhinos. All right, we're going to lose 2 here. Go to 7. They have no cards, and neither of us have cards in hand either. I don't know what they could top deck to deal us a good amount. So we're going to cast Rhinos here. And we have the Subtlety. That's pretty sweet. That's a nice insurance for creature-wise. So attack with everything. We're going to go to 5 at least. They're going to block here, and they lose. Okay. Math is for blockers. Awesome. All right, so the Surveil Lands did some work there, huh? All right, match 2, we're on the play. Let's see if we can get some our Surveil in on. Looks like we might be able to. So this hand doesn't have rhinos. It doesn't have really anything. It's just like 4 removal spells. Surveil Lands, is this worth it? I think because we have the Surveil Lands, I'm gonna try it. Could be greedy. Could obviously mulligan to an amazing 6 with footfalls and stuff to do. If we're on against a creature deck, this is gonna be a fantastic hand. Opponent mulligan to 6. So hopefully it's worth it. Let me know if you guys would keep this hand or if it's just kind of like a do nothing hand. So we're going to play Footfalls and pass. It's also hard to throw this back. We have our lands. We have pretty much everything. They play Heath. Ooh. We'll get Thundering Falls. Subtlety. Not looking for Subtlety right now. So Surveil again for the win. We have the Dead Gones for things that aren't Undying effects, unfortunately. And we draw the Violent Outburst. That's awesome. We have Dismember for Yawgmoth too. That's another reason why Dismember is pretty sweet here. And they play Wall of Roots. Okay, they haven't played any dorks. Obviously this would be a fantastic anti-dork hand. We're just going to take 1. I really don't want to kill this right now, I don't think. Because we're not going to be, I mean, I guess it could be worth it. I don't know. I kind of maybe value the Gone here. So we'll get Hedge Maze, another Surveil Land, and another Subtlety. Do we want Subtlety here? Because we're going to play Outburst and we can pitch Subtlety to Flame. Flame also kills Yawg. So does Dismember. I think it's too slow. It could be Insurance here with Flame because we're going to be outbursting anyway. So maybe we want it. So I'll play Island and pass. But yeah, maybe we just like Subtlety, pitch Flame, put back Yawgmoth, just kind of tempo them out a little bit. All right, they crack Verdant immediately. Get an Overgrown Tomb. This looks like Yawg. All right, so they play Yawg. I don't want to dead this now because if they attack, we will outburst, obviously. So maybe Subtlety would have been good there because we could pitch Flame for it and then they just kind of tempo them out a little bit. So that's definitely something to consider. But I'm also thinking like we have so much removal already, so it's just kind of whatever. So we're going to play Rhinos. We're going to block. They're just going to sack it. But by them sacking it, it opens them up to Dead Gone here. They just sack it before blocks. That's fine too. They knew what was going to happen. All right, so now we get to dismember a few things. Make them do stuff. Oh, another Violent Outburst. That's tempting. So if we attack, let's attack first. See how they block. They might just put a plant. We're going to let that happen. They're going to eat plant and put a... What are they going to do here? So if we outburst, they eat the plant and then we can't kill Yawg because they'll put it on this and it'll only deal 2 damage. I think we just let this happen. Go to damage. So that has 3 marked on there. Then we can just dead Yawg. We don't have to waste Dismember. So if they want to eat the Wall of Roots, they don't. Okay, so we'll cycle here. Go get a Steam Vents. Play this untapped and pass. So we're going to play it untapped so that way we have access to Dead and Dismember. The way they play that, it's making it seem like they have another Yawgmoth, which if they do, they're going to tap out for it. We're going to Dismember end of turn and then go from there. Another Wall of Roots. Okay. Them not having a Grist is nice. Or a Soul Cauldron. Soul Cauldron really gets us, but we do have Flame of Anor. They do have Grist. Okay. And they make an Insect token. So we can, these are both 3/3s, which is kind of annoying. I think I'm just going to pass. We could dead this. I was considering that, but I kind of want to get attacks in. Another land. I don't hate that. So if we attack them, I think we attack them here because they're just going to block here maybe. Bowmasters. They got cards. So they're going to ping once and see how they block. All right, if they block like that, they're going to get blown out. Let's see. Outburst. And then we'll outburst. And then this has damage already on it. So then we'll kill the army here. Everything will die and our Rhinos will live. They go to 10. They have 2 cards in hand. We have Dismember up for Yawgmoth just in case, but they haven't had it yet, so that's nice. They cast a Halfling. Little late for that one. I wonder if they're going to down tick on... Yeah, they're going to kill a Rhino here. I guess with the Halfling? Oh, with the Bowmasters. Okay. All right, so they're going to kill a Rhino, sure. Tapping mana for something. Another Grist. Are they going to down tick? All right, they are going to down tick. I guess they're going to kill this Rhino too. They have 1 card in hand. And they don't really have much going on. So we're going to fetch, get a breeding pool here. We still have 2 3/3s. They don't really have much going on. We have draw 2 end of turn, Dismember still. Oh, that's actually really good. So we can 1/1 this. I don't think it really matters. We can swing in. It shouldn't matter too much. Wow, they have another Bowmasters. Okay, so we're making them use it at least. So maybe that's a reason to just swing in, not playing into, yeah, maybe we should have swung in. They flash that in, and then we can kind of blow them out. So maybe that's a mistake. So if we attack, let's attack all. See if they double block here, we can Dismember it and then leave them on top deck mode. I think it's fine that we're not drawing 2 end of turn just because we're keeping everything. They're going to 5 and they have 1 turn to draw out of this. And then we Flame of Anor in case no matter what they draw. Even if I don't think there's one thing they could draw though. They drew something. the true Yawgmoth. It's a good top deck for them if they had things going on, but all right, we're just going to kill that with Flame of Anor and swing for lethal. And we got there, nice. All right, dude, Surveil Lands again. Maybe we should have kept those subtleties, I don't know. We didn't really have much to pitch to originally. So against Yawgmoth, we can take out Murktides, take out some forces, kind of a little bit of everything here. But we definitely want this Flame of Anor, definitely want Brotherhood's End. Take out a land for Boseiju as well. I don't mind doing that. Let's say if we take out these 4, bring in this, and endurance. We have 2 endurance. Bring in these 5, take out this, take out these 5. I think that's fine. All right, so this is, I'd say, an easy mull. Like, we have 2 rhinos in hand. We don't have any green sources to cast them. We could turn 1 revealed, get a green source turn 2, do that. But we have like no early interaction, so we're going to mulligan this hand. This one is spicy. We have Thundering Falls, and we're on the draw. Pitch a subtlety, really where it's going to shine here. We're going to hope to get there. We have early interaction. All right, they don't do anything on turn 1. That's kind of good. All right, come on. Got to find a land here. And we do. Sick. All right. So did the Surveil land do anything there? Maybe not, because we were going to draw it anyway, but all right, we're definitely going to dead that. This gets really annoying for rhinos. Dead that. We get the Misty Surveil for another land. Killing it with these Surveil lands. And nothing. All right, we'll get Maze. Surveil land to the top. All right, subtlety now. All right, so come on, land. Kind of a land, half a land. A little unfortunate. We have double blue. We don't need double red, double green maybe. Shock that in. They missed their land drop, so I'm not going to ice actually, you know what, we are going to ice them, because if they do hit their land drop, then they can cast like Grist or something, and this will help us draw. Like, we don't really care about killing this. We're going to ice their Boseiju, ice their green source, draw force, potentially good. All right, they did draw a land for turn, but they crack it immediately for a green source, probably Evergrown Tomb, which they shock in. Zulaport Cutthroat, interesting. Okay, we take 1. Another land, I like that. So we could Brotherhood's End. I think we're going to pass, hold up Subtlety, just hold up everything. We have everything is instant speed right now. Besides, so like if they go Yawgmoth Grist, we're definitely going to subtlety that. No, thank you. Another play too would be to pitch subtlety and outburst, but I think we can get away with doing this here. I don't think we're in like so desperate mode that we have to do that. Like, we could have pitched force because force is whatever, but I kind of like this as a safety valve. All right, Gemstone, not the greatest. Get him for 3. What'd they do with that Grist actually? They put it on the bottom of their library. Interesting. So now we have Fire Ice. Oh no, we only have 1 red source because we chose to get a breeding pool for Endurance, which at the time I think was fine. But then did we get an island with this, I guess? Maybe that was greedy. Oh, wow. And yeah, it's super greedy. We have a double red here. That's my bad. It's funny too, because after the Fury ban, I'm just like off double red, but because of Brotherhood's End, they don't get in. All right, so we're gonna outburst. I wonder if they have like a cord or something. Cord for 2? Do I care about this? What are they cording for? I mean, sure. Oh no, is it? Oh shoot, I was gonna say, no, we let that go. I knew it too. As soon as I said whatever. Oh, that's such a punt. As soon as I said no, I'm like, they're gonna get Soulless Jailer. All right, well, we had the answer too, so that's a huge mistake on my part. Oops. All right. Yeah, I think if we counter that, they just scoop. All right, we're just gonna keep beating them down, I guess. Suspend and pass. Greedy, greedy, greedy of me. I was like, what are they gonna get for 2? We knew about this card too. Like, in general, we know Yawgmoth players like to play one of these, I guess. Wall of Roots, sure. They have Hardcast Force up at least. So greedy of me. So sad. If we can draw a Flame of Anor, that would be fantastic. We're going to get for 2 here. Another cord. All right. So I don't feel as bad, I guess, if they're holding up another cord. Subtlety. So this is nice. We get to force this at least. And they're probably thinking like, oh man, they must have just top decked that. We're just not good. They're also expecting us to board out force because that's a thing. We're going to Island Cycle here and go get a Steam Vents. Shock that in. I think that's fine. I want to hold up fire for Cutthroat. Unfortunately, we can't do both. Chalice, that's fine. We have Rhinos on suspend for 3. So that was the top deck for them. Shieldred, ugh, that's a good one. That is a good one. What do we do about this? Like, Brotherhoods takes care of these 2, but this is going to be a problem. All right, so Rhinos, Tidebinder. Are you serious, dude? If we Tidebinder, then we're gonna destroy all artifacts. Oh my god, what a top deck. That's gross. Top deck of the stream so far. Attack for 3. We have 1 more turn. So end of turn, we can fire them. So this is no Yawg. That's a good one. So they're gonna kill Tidebinder, which is really annoying. So we have to kill Cutthroat and ping them for 1 maybe? Because this is 2 draws. Because they're going to kill this and then they can draw and gain 2 life. They can draw a bunch. That was a really good draw for them. So this is just going to keep them at 5 if we do this. It'll put them at 6 here. They're going to go to, say at 5, go to 4, go to 3, kill this, draw again, and then just draw a lot with this. I think that's all we can do. That's so annoying. So they're going to gain a life each time they do this, but they have to sack all their things. Let's see what they do. So I have 1 more turn. Maybe we can draw another Tidebinder. That's not it. All right, let's attack. If they start killing this, then this. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do. So they have to put themselves, they have to like wipe their board. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we should have cast End earlier. That way they would have 1 less thing to sack. So now Wolf comes back. Okay, they actually put it on the subtlety. Oh, Wolf doesn't come back. Oh, because they put it on the subtlety. Okay, interesting. They go to 2. So now they can't really kill this without dying. So now they're going to sack Soulless Jailer. Go to 1. So they're at 1. So they can't get rid of this without dying. All right, I'm just holding this land just as like we don't need to cast it and it keeps them guessing. I mean, they're not going to play around anything anyway because they have nothing else to lose. I don't know what, I guess the only thing, no, I don't think they can, because they have to pay 1 life and they lose anyway, even if they draw another Shieldred. So I think they are dead. Oh, they proliferate. Interesting. They're not dead? Can they still? They can't pay a life, right? And they don't have double black unless they have a swamp in hand. They would take 6, 7, 8. We go to 3 and then they just die. Unless they have like Bowmasters and they crack the fetch land. Yeah. Yeah. So if they had Bowmasters, we lose because they just ping subtlety. We draw, lose 2, go to 3. And then what's our next? Yeah. Wow. We would have drawn Rhinos. Okay. That was a close one. All right, match 3, and it's like they want us to show off these Surveil lands. So we got both in hand. I think this is fine. We have some protection. We have Rhinos. We have Surveils. So we're going to keep this. And of course, we want to test these out a lot. So definitely going to keep these. Opponent mulligan to 5. Pretty good for us, depending on what they're on. Opponent leads off on Beseju. So this could be anything. So we're going to lead off on, we're going to assume we're not going to draw a Rhinos. So we're going to lead off on our red source here, maybe for like dead. They're going to tap green for something. All right, Lorien, put in the graveyard. Don't need that. The only reason I would get that would be for force. We have flame if need be. Their own Lorien. Is this the Rhinos mirror? We have force. All right, they played Steam Fence on tap. So it seems like a nice play. Try to hit their 3rd land drop maybe. Joke's on them. We're not doing anything. Another outburst. Okay. Surveil number 2 is a forest that we will bin. Look at that. Bin 2 dead cards. So we know they're looking for their 3rd land. They have something. Okay. Footfalls. Definitely going to force that. All right. And at their upkeep, we're going to set a stop and outburst there. That way it plays around them having force and negation. Dead Gone, not the best card, but we'll play our land and then at upkeep. Because they don't have double blue, this plays around force. It does not play around Mystical Dispute though. So if they're running like the stock list and we got by Mystical Dispute, I'd be really sad. Unfortunately, they can resolve their own Rhinos now, just because they were on the play. Really good hand for being on the play though, or for mulligan into 5. All right, we draw Footfalls, not the greatest. Play Misty. It's not the worst in the mirror, but it's certainly not the best. So let's get in, see if they outburst here. If they do, wow, they actually have a really good 5. Let's see. Bunch of lands, nothing crazy. We can go on one of them. We can outburst. I guess we just keep up the pressure. I don't know. I guess we honestly just trade because I'm going to upkeep because I don't want them to force anything. Let's see if they F6. All right, we're just going to trade here to spend. And then at their upkeep, we're going to Violent Outburst again. Again, this is all playing around them having force and negation. All right, they didn't have dispute again, which is nice. We haven't seen that yet. Hopefully they just kind of have nothing. Looks like they're passing again. We would love to draw another force and negation subtlety. All right, we will. Do they have another outburst? They do not. All right, I'm going to not shock this in because I don't want to be losing the race in case they like outburst end of turn. They did not. Okay, that's really good for us. Oh, they're on Ketria Triome. They're not on the Surveil lands yet. Take 2. Suspend on 2. God, really? The Rhino Mirror, we're just drawing all the Rhinos. What else is new? All right, tech in. Do they have it? They were going to tap for something. They go to 2. I mean, I guess we suspend, embarrassingly. That's weird. They were going to tap for something and then they stopped. All right, and they concede. Draw a card. Murktide would have been a great draw next. All right, so in the mirror, definitely want these disputes. Definitely want Flame of Anor. At least 1 endurance to shuffle back in the Rhinos. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out Dismember. Dead Gone's a pretty dead gone. So let's see, if we bring in these 5, maybe like a subtlety. I kind of like that. The mirror is pretty much who resolves more rhinos with like a little disruption, I guess. This hand's actually pretty sweet. So we have the 1 endurance though. What are we pitching here? We're gonna keep, do we pitch just fire ice though? The tempo, but we'll keep, put gemstone in. I really want to keep endurance. I think I'm gonna get rid of the fire ice because I really want this to shuffle our rhinos back in because we're gonna be casting them quickly. And okay, they suspend. We can actually turn 1 island cycling, which is sick. Oh, and we get the we want the hedge maze, right? Double green because we have the red. Oh, that is awesome. Turn 1, get hedge maze. Surveil, get our surveil on. Steam vents, do we want steam vents? We have our lands already, so we'll also surveil. I mean, suspend. I don't think we want the steam vents. What's gonna suck is if when they ice us though, it's gonna be awkward. Oh, no ice. Another tap lamp. Flame of Anor 2, so we're gonna just slam this. If they have force, they have it. They do not. Oh, turn 2, oh my gosh. Turn 2 on the draw, on the draw rhinos. They're probably just gonna play their own, which is like whatever. If we had force, that would just be absurd though. But they're definitely just gonna play their own. So we could kill a rhino here, but also draw 2. I mean, if we attack, they're just gonna block. I don't know, do you guys draw 2 here or do you block? I mean, do you draw 2 or do you kill a rhino? I feel like I'm just gonna kill the rhino. Just keep the pressure on the board, I guess. And I don't think we attack with shardless because if they block the shardless, I mean, this is just gonna be whatever here. Like if they attack, we're just gonna, especially if they have outbursts. So yeah, if we attack, they just would have blocked anyway. Another shardless agent. They're kind of winning the rhino race here. Force, dispute, force. Sorry, they haven't shown any counter spells because we've let everything resolve, but I don't know if flaming, this is awkward. Maybe we surveil here. All right, definitely want that. Their rhinos is coming off suspend and then ours is as well. I feel like because we're drawing, like if I draw 2 here, next turn they have 4 rhinos and then we have 3. We block 1, we take 4. All right, I think I'm just gonna, because they could have, I mean, I don't know. They could have a counter. I don't know what you guys would do here. I think I'm just gonna kill this now and then just pass. Because if we attack, they just double block here. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure what to be doing with those flames, if I should be drawing 2 or killing their rhinos. All right, we're just gonna keep trading because we have endurance. Island cycling. Wow, they don't have the surveil lands. Not another shardless agent. Oh, Murktide. They have a Murktide. That's not good. That's really good against us. Holy crap. And we know we're drawing outburst here. Yikes. Okay. So that's tough too because we want to endurance ourselves for rhinos. So they're just going to attack for 7 here. Like we could endurance and chump. I don't think we need to chump right now. Another shardless. Yeah, they've drawn really, really well. All right, so we are going to end of turn. I thought our draw was good, but theirs is like insane. Cast rhinos. Yep. We draw our own regent. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess we do get to do everything. Let's see if they go shardless. 2 shardlesses here. Rhino. Then they have a rhino and a Murktide, and then I just have a Murktide and an endurance. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think it matters how they block. They just go like that and then boom, boom, boom. So now we get to go this. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's going to be really cool, well, 1, ours is bigger. 2, we get to endurance ourselves and to grow Murktide. So let's see what they have here. They have ice. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they attack with both 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They could have like fire or something. Gas endurance. They shouldn't have subtlety. Target ourselves. Grow the Murktide. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we play around another fire here? Have we seen one fire? There's 2 more in 40. They used 1. There's 1 here. I'm gonna play for the win here. 7. No, they don't have outburst. Do they have it? No, come on. They had it. Oh my gosh. I like the screenshot. I'm going to screenshot this. This is cool. They were messing with me. So yeah, so that's what we played around. And all right, match 4, we get to be on the play this time. And this hand looks pretty good. We have Surveil land available. We have interaction. Rhino is pretty sweet. Gonna keep this one. So this will probably go get our red surveil land, hold up Dead Gone. We can cycle Lorien and then just have everything available for turn 3. So we'll lead up on a Misty and pass. Opponent kept 7 as well, so we'll see what they're on. Cavern of Souls. Is this Merfolk? If you guys watched one of my last videos, we lost to a mono green deck, but this does not seem to be. This seems to be Amulet Titan, which in theory should be a good matchup for us if we can draw the right cards. That is the right card. So we surveil subtlety to the top. I think that's a fair choice. So what's cool about this is we get to cycle Lorien revealed, get a Hedge Maze, and play Hedge Maze. So we get our 2 surveil lands immediately. Do we want another subtlety? Honestly, I think so. I think subtlety is just like lights out in this matchup if we can get pressure on, as long as they don't go the Valakut route, which would be annoying. Nymph. So we know they have bounce lands because they're naming like weird stuff. Is this going to be Dryad? Bounce land, bounce cavern back, sure. All right, so we're going to play Charlotte's Agent. Pretty sure we're playing Charlotte's Agent because, I mean, I know it's our blue source, but we have more creatures. Blue, 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 blue. So we're definitely going to pitch Subtlety to force. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to have 2 lands in play. I don't think, well, you know what? No, I'm just going to pass because the Charlotte's Agent shouldn't matter with like the huge blockers here. All right, they play Gardens and they play Cavern. So another thing too is they don't have any amulets. All right, so they're casting Prime Time. Definitely going to Subtlety that. They're going to probably put it on top. Wow, they're attacking. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That is a bold attack. That is huge for us. So now we get to attack in, we get to hardcast Subtlety next turn, and then swing in for 8, and then we can like either cast Shardless and do more stuff, or we can hold up Gone. We have a lot of options here. All right, they'll probably scoop to this. Subtlety number 2. They put it back on top. So this is gonna be 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. All right, we'll get in, and I guess we'll just pass. I'm just gonna hold up Gone. I don't think we need extra threats. I almost want to like tap like I'm casting Subtlety. See what happens here. They just scoop to that? No, they're not going to. I'll let them resolve 1 Titan. I was curious to see if they just like, let's like scoop to that. I don't know what they can get. They're just dead on board anyway. Yeah. I was gonna say, it didn't matter what we did there. All right, so against Titan, we have Boseiju, we have Force of Vigor, we have Blood Moon. Brother, we have so much. Look at this. Like, we could literally bring almost half our sideboard here. All right, we have a lot. We're gonna take out our Murktides, aren't very good. Dead Gone's not very good. And maybe like 2 Force. That's 7 for, let's see. We probably don't need, I mean, Brotherhood's End could be good. Boseiju, take out a fetch for another Boseiju. And we want this too for like defense grid, maybe like 1 more force, I guess. Well, they really want us having these Surveil lands. We do have Boseiju for a land. We have force for some goofy stuff, flame. I think because we have the Surveil lands, I'm going to keep this. Opponent's mulliganing to 5. I think if we didn't have the Surveil lands, if we didn't have Surveil or fetch lands, maybe I'd throw this back. But this is pretty solid. This slows them down. We have the force just in case they have like, I don't know, something, maybe packed. Because they're not going to be expecting force in the sideboard, I don't believe. But again, this could be a sketchy keep. You guys let me know what you think. I think the Surveil lands are strong enough for this. They lead on Garden. They lead on Amulet. So do we force the Amulet here? I'm going to force it. Shard this. Okay. Go Hedge Maze. Not really. It's a land and I want to keep a Seiju. I think we're just going to keep it on top, as weird as that sounds. Even though it's probably not that weird. It's just a colorless land. We have our colors. It might be awkward. Do they have another amulet? They didn't have another amulet, so I'm glad we forced that. I guess. So this is tough. I think we're still gonna play the Surveil land. I want to ice this. We could by playing gemstones, but then that takes us off our curve with Shardless by having to play Boseiju. So I'm just gonna take this a little slower. Tidebinder is sweet. We're gonna keep that on top. So far we've surveilled both cards to the top, which I think is fine. See if they play Gardens. They could play Gardens into Dryad into another land. See if they do that. All right, they did do that. So they have 4 mana. All right, so we're gonna play the gemstone. So here's the thing, they have 4 mana. I don't think they can get up to 6 mana. So I think we're safe. So I think we're safe to play Charlotte's Agent. We could Tidebinder. I mean, we could flame this right now as an option. I think because they don't have an amulet, we're just going to play Shardless here. I feel like that's the correct play. Hopefully we're not punished. Because I don't think they need like 2 untap sources. They do have them. Wow. Do they have the Titan? They do have the Titan. They had the Titan. They needed exactly 2 they needed this exactly. So a little unfortunate. So now they're going to kill both Rhinos. Shardless, Rhino, me. Okay. Oh, that stinks. That did not work out for us. We took a chance. It was the aggressive play if they didn't have exactly what they had. All right, Misty. There's a couple things we can do. We can ice Prime Time. We could Tashawn. We're probably going to Tashawn's it and then Flame of Anor some things. I think we have to Tashawn as the trigger here. Kind of stinks. Maybe we can Tashawn's and then flame next turn. This is actually pretty brutal. I think we have to kill Dryad now and then just ice Titan because they have the bounce land as well. So they get, as far as they're not getting like constructs or something. Oh, never mind. They're not attacking with Titan. Duh. All right. So beginning of combat, do we need double of anything? I feel like we need double red here. We need basics just in case we draw Magus, I guess. That would be a smart thing. We have double blue. I think we're just gonna get an island here. I think I want to play basics around other than like Just one Brotherhoods. All right, we draw a land. Not really what we wanted. They have 2 cards in hand. We draw the other. I mean, this gets us a, what's it called? If we don't attack and then I'm not going to attack because if they attack, we get to Tidebinder and just double block and kill it. I don't know what could be in their hand though. If they have Dismember, I mean, it's going to stop the trigger at least. We might get blown out though. Are we going to get, no, they're not bringing in Dismember this matchup, right? Please don't have Dismember. So another play there was to take 6 and have the ring. Okay, that's a good one for them. Would be to take 6 and have Flame up for 2 modes, but we would only draw 2 regardless because the other ones aren't going to do anything. That's a good one for them. That's just going to get them right in the game. Yeah, we're flooding a little bit. We've only had, okay, EE on 0. Yeah, it looks like they're going to draw out of this. They're still at 20, which is like wild here. Subtlety, a little slow. We'll pass. If they don't do anything, end of turn, we'll just draw 2. Take 1. I mean, them drawing these cards is just like, there's no way we're getting through that. As long as they don't draw like Defense Grid, I think. But it looks like they're tapping for it. Okay, they drew Defense Grid. Yep. And they have the Titan. They drew Defense Grid and Titan. Oh, that is brutal. So we probably should just Flame of Anor, draw, and then pitch Subtlety, I guess. It's not really a winning line. It would slow them down, I guess. So obnoxious. Yeah, we're just going to draw 2. Man, Defense Grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it attacks. Force of Vigor, and then we just kind of have nothing going on. Yeah, if we had one more land, I mean, I guess we could have actually just passed and held up Tidebinder, but then, I mean, again, they have a million cards. It's not really going to matter. They cast Double Pact. Oh, for Dryad. Pitch Subtlety to Subtlety. It's not really gonna matter. I think they put it on top. They attack for 6. They shuffle away the Dryad, I guess. But they're just gonna draw 3 cards. They should have drawn. I don't know why they didn't draw with it. If they just drew with this, they would have been fine. Like they just win, I think. I don't think it matters if they make that mistake at this point in the game, but we also haven't drawn any moon effects, which stinks. Moon would have been amazing in this. As long as like we kill Dryad. And they're like winning even without amulets, which is pretty funny. Oh, what a slap in the face. Draw the Rhinos. We'll take 1 turn just to see what they do. All right, they draw a million. They're at 7 cards in hand. I mean, yeah, we're just dead. Because even if we Tidebinder this, it's like not gonna matter. I mean, we could Tidebinder it chump. Man, that stinks. That was brutal. All right, we'll be on the play this time. We have Rhinos on turn 1. Subtlety. I think we keep this. A little land heavy, as long as we don't draw lands. I think this is fine. We have Flame for amulets. We have Subtlety for Titan. Solid-ish. Like if we were gonna go to 6 and just have these 6, I'd be happy with it. All right, so we're gonna suspend Footfalls. You could also argue mulliganing 2. We have so many sideboard cards and we only have like 1 in hand. Vesuva, Copying Mountain, or Forest, okay. Magus. Well, this is awkward. Because we have the red, but not the Scry. Like this, I wanna get a blue source. Maybe we just Scry first. We don't have to like slam Magus down immediately. I think this is fine. Force of Vigor. Did we bin this? Kind of stinks. We have this. I think we do. It's kind of awkward. 2 mana Defense Grid. Okay. We have Flame for that if we really care. We can... So this can get a Scry land. This can get a red source. I don't think we want to kill this immediately. I think I'm going to wait 1 more turn. Especially because they could just play Dryad this turn. Crumbling Vestige. So if they play Dryad, I'm going to want to play Magus after that. Yeah, see. And I mean, we got rid of Forest. We don't have any green cards to pitch anyway. Boros Garrison to put back that to hand. Okay. EE on 0, sure. Forest is looking pretty good now, huh? I'm going to bin that. Dismember. All right, so we'll play Misty. Go get an island. Play Magus. And I guess pass. We can Flame of Anor, explosives at our upkeep, and then cast Rhinos. Please don't have the One Ring. No. Yeah, the One Ring just like solos us, huh? Pretty awkward. All right, we're going to... Oh, you know what's hilarious? Dude, this is a wizard. I forgot about that. Oh man, how sick is that? Good to kill this, deal 5 to that. I forgot that this was a wizard. Like, I know this is a main reason why we're playing it other than it doesn't die to Boseiju. But, oh, another one. Pretty hilarious. Can't attack, unfortunately, but it's still pretty sick value. Like, we probably maybe should have drawn 2 at that point just because we have Dismember. But in case they play another Dryad, we want Dismember available, especially because they're drawing a friggin' million cards a turn. And they can play because of this forest here, unfortunately. But what's cool that is if they tap out for Dryad, we just kill it. Also, we have Pitch Subtlety. Playing a Dryad, playing a Valakut. They have another land to play? This is fine. This is what we were talking about. All right, so that's 2 Dryads down. Oh no, we can't. Oops, we can't do that yet. I forgot about Defense Grid. I mean, now they know about it. Oh, just kidding. All right, that's pretty funny actually. Now they know about that. Destroy The wizard value is just disgusting here. Now we get to hit for 10, and then they take 2, they go down to 8, and we have Dismember at the ready. Unfortunately, they know about our Dismember, but kind of gapped on the defense grid. They go down to 7. So this is their last turn. They need like Dismember into Titan, but it doesn't matter because we have Subtlety. Yeah, I don't think they can get out of this because we have Subtlety. They could draw EE. That's a thing. All right, they do buy themselves a term. Do they draw with it? No. We draw Rhinos. Do I even cast this? Hold up Subtlety, Dismember, cast another Magus. That way they can't like Dismember this and like pop off. They do have the Dismember. Well, I'm glad we cast the Magus. Play it safe, right? We know if we suspend this, the game's not going to go long enough, so it doesn't even matter. All right, they draw. So they need Dismember for this. They need a lot, especially with we have Dismember. They need exactly, I don't even know what they could do, but they could draw with this right here. Finally drawing our sideboard cards. 5 mountains and a forest. All right, they play a Boreal Grazer. Not going to save them. Another ring? No. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. The third ring. Let's see what we draw here. Breeding pool. Kind of awkward. I guess we have fire. So let's... Wait, have we had fire this whole time? Oh, are you guys going to kill me? Oh, no, I'm gonna lose my mind here. I still don't think they're winning, but oh no, don't be mad at me, guys. This was okay. Am I crazy here? Okay. How long did we have fire for? Are you guys gonna... Don't wreck me. Don't at me here. We got there though. So when I'm editing this, we'll see how bad it was. All right, welcome to the final match, and we are on the play. And this hand looks like a keep. We have 2 lands, but this is a scry land or a surveil land. So we're going to risk it. We also have ice as well. So we have ice to draw the land. We have surveil to draw the land. And then we have a lot of good interaction. So let's start with a Misty. Bump, go. All right, so we're going to... Oh, okay. So this is Coffers, I guess. So unfortunately... So we're going to scry, but we're either going to get green or red. Let's get Hedge Maze. I don't think it really matters. We're going to need to get the other color source regardless. All right, so unfortunately, we have to put a Violent Outburst into the graveyard. Kind of embarrassing. Ugh. We chose poorly. All right, we'll play Otawara. That's so unlucky. All right, untap. We're just going to ice this. We're like desperate to draw a fetch land or something. No, not like this. Thoughtseize. Okay. They get to see the embarrassing hand here. No red source. We do have Tidebinder available. They take a Violent Outburst, sure. Dismember. So we're going to suspend, play this tapped, and pass. So we have Dismember, I guess, for Shieldred, if nothing else. But very sad. Field of Ruin is not going to fix... It's not going to hurt us, I guess. Like, it's whatever. Just go get an island. Still looking for that red source. Oh, man. Come on. This is brutal. Trophy match. Just getting color screwed here. Land screwed, color screwed. Do they have the One Ring? Do they have Karn? Do they have Karn? Okay. Hopefully they downtick. They uptick. Okay. I mean, they know we have Tishana's. We're just going to turn it off regardless. We have to do something here. Reds. Attack Karn. This is insane. We have Force Up, another Demolition Field to field, but Breeding Pool, which is like fine, I guess, just because we have a green source. March. I mean, I guess we're just gonna counter that. They only did it for 2, so I don't know if they were thinking about doing something with Karn, unless they have like a push or something that they can't use anyway on Tidebinder. I assume they intended to, okay, they still have, man. All right, Karn, yep. So we should have won like 10 minutes ago. We would have had Outburst already, been crushing away, assuming they don't have like 3 pushes in, but they had Edict. They do grab the 1 ring. Rhinos come off, suspend. A red source. We're gonna keep that on top. So they're still gonna, field us and ring us, I guess. And yeah, we just stumbled away too much. All right, so they do get the ring. They plus on the ring. Interesting choice. Now we get to kill the ring. Don't do this, guys. I'm assuming they're gonna activate it, right? They didn't even activate it? Are they trying to get rid of Dismember for Shieldred, I guess? I don't know. They didn't field our red, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if they're just gonna grab EE out of the side, I guess. So we can cast Outburst here, but if they downtick and go get EE, it's just awful. I think we just have to, I'm just gonna let this go. I can't play into EE. I might actually just draw, like this kills. We don't have a red source right now. Maybe, I think I'm just gonna draw 2. Use the red source, draw 2, get some lands. We have a red source now, because we know they can just downtick and get EE. They only have 3 cards in hand. They could cling, they could push one of these. Okay, push, that's fine. If they're doing that, then maybe they're not gonna get EE. maybe? Man, I wish I had Tidebinder. They could go get Bridge. Maybe that's a reason not to get a Flame, not to use Flame. We have a lot of outs to Bridge though. Maybe that was presumptuous then. We don't have Force in hand to counter Bridge either, so they can just go get Bridge and hope. They get Sundering Titan. All right, well, we're gonna Subtlety that. They knew about our Subtlety too. We had that in hand since like the beginning. All right, we'll go get Steam Vents, Outburst. We also have, what'd they do with that? They put it on top. Okay, that's good for us. Because they're gonna kill our lands, we're gonna bounce it, and then they're gonna die. Unless we just draw another Subtlety here. Attack with everything. Oh, no. We can't tap out because when they play Sundering Titan, they're gonna blow up our red source. So we're going to need our red source here. They're also dead on board, even if they cast this. Push, sure. 4, 5, 6, 7. They put it on top. They have to... No, are they casting a March? Don't cast March. No, that's awkward. Profane Tutor. That stinks. So we didn't draw, and then we got punished for not drawing. All right, so now we will draw, and we'll still hold up. We'll still have a red source here. They have one card in hand, and this is fine. All right, so they just lose. Have to kill a Swamp. Or do they just lose, actually? Yeah. No, they don't. So we can get... Yeah, they do just lose. So we... Wait. We fire them, Beseiju Sundering Titan, and swing for lethal. Dude, I can't believe we pulled that out. They were so far ahead. Right? They don't have... I don't think they have... Unless they have like a push in hand. Oh, man. I can't believe we pulled that out. That was pretty sick, I must say. Pat myself on the back for that. All right, so against... Coffers. Against Coffers, we're going to take out the Dead Gons, Murktides. Definitely want this Flame and Beseiju. So let's see, if we take out these 5, bring in 1, 2, 3, an extra Force. Do we want Magus in this matchup? Do we want Blood Moon in this matchup? I think I do. Just like with the Field of Ruin and stuff and the whole Coffers plan, I think 1's fine. So a board like this, kind of like everything else. So no red source again. We almost got punished by that last time. They are a Thoughtseize deck, so like they could Thoughtseize us. Go like turn 1 Footfalls, turn 2 Ice something. It would take Charlotte's Agent. I think we're going to try it. We're on the draw. And they're a Thoughtseize deck. I think it's good enough. All right, no plays. Beseiju. So we could suspend turn 1 with Beseiju. I'm going to... Yeah, this is really awkward. We have our channel lands here. I mean, I'd love to Footfalls into Ice, but that would mean playing Beseiju into Island with no Scry. How much do we value Beseiju? Pretty highly. I think it's fine. Our 1 Blood Moon. I mean, it's not a good draw. Surveil Lands. I mean, at least they're going to be maybe scared of it. I don't know. Voidwalker. Okay. So we have fire for that if we draw the red source. We did not. So let's suspend. I mean, we have Dismember also. Do I want to waste Dismember on this right now? I don't know. Yeah, I think I do because I'm going to be casting Rhinos anyway. Are they just going to eat this? Do we have to kill Voidwalker because when we cast Rhinos, we don't want them casting them also. The green source. Really hoping to not get Field of Ruin out of this game as well. Thoughtseize. Okay. So they can take 1 Shardless, but then we play the other. Flame of Anor. Pretty good. All right, that means we can just play Beseiju out, play Shardless, cast Rhinos. All right, so now we have pressure on the board. We actually got a turn 3 Rhinos play this time instead of like turn 8. All right, they do have the Coffers, the 1 ring. So they're not going to make that mistake again by plussing on it. This is the one thing that's going to get them out of it. I kind of want to draw either land. I want to draw Tashana's. Tashana's would probably be the best to shut this off. Yeah, if we had like Force for that, that would have been nuts. All right, land. We could ice this. Is that a thing? If we ice this, then they have like less mana. I mean, I guess they'll just use the mana now. I don't know. Or they were trying to. I don't know. I don't mind icing this, getting another card, and then just kind of taking them off like a lot of mana. They could always find another one. I just don't want them to play like a Field of Ruin this turn because I definitely want to Surveil here. I mean, we're going to hit them for, if they don't do anything, we hit them for 10. They go down to 8 and they take 2, they go down to 6. I mean, they could always have, although the lifesteal thing, but still. All right, they're tapping mana at their upkeep. It looks like they're gonna, I don't know, now they're untapping. Force of Vigor. Not exactly what I'm looking for unless they play a million artifacts this turn. They do have another one. Okay. I should have fracked that. It's not gonna matter. No, and Thoughtseize? That's annoying. Because we were going to Flame of Anor kill this, but now we can't. So they're going to take the Flame of Anor. All right, we're going to get our Scry on here with our red source. That's I think that's fine. Footfalls doesn't come off suspend yet. We'll have 1 more turn. We're going to attack. Put them down to 1. I don't know if they have a push or something probably. Hoping it's not like a Karn. This is probably greedy to be honest. Because they could push 1 and like play Karn EE. Oh, they go to 1. Oh, you know what it is? Well, I mean, if they cast Valiant Outburst, I don't really care. They die to the ring unless they have exactly, which it looks like they do. I mean, they've drawn plenty of cards and they're gonna have a million mana to pop off here. You know what would have been smart? All right, so I missed the line. We should have attacked and held up Otawara, so if they try to kill one of our things, we just bounce it and then they lose. That was the line. Because they can make a lot of mana here and gain a bunch of life, but then they tap out and then we have lethal again. But yeah, I think playing it safe, swinging in and holding up Otawara was the safer plan. They would go to 2 instead of lethal. So again, if you guys are seeing this, let me know what you think, what you would do in this position. All right, they're drawing. There's no way they don't draw something, right? All right, they're tapping mana. All right, they're cracking Dolthy for, I don't know what they cracked Dolthy for. They're drawing with it. They didn't draw what they needed, so they're trying to draw 2 more. That's pretty good play. Did they get there? I mean, they have cling. So they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can cling to stay alive, but then they die on the crackback. All right, they do cling. They gain 3 life, but then they're just dead. Nice. All right, and we get there. Awesome. They drew a lot of cards, but I guess they couldn't find what they needed. All right, so we got the 5-0. So the Surveil lands were pretty sweet. Definitely think that they're a mainstay in Rhinos. We loved having 2 of them. Maybe we could have a third, who knows? But these 2 are definitely all-stars. Like you guys saw, every game we were either fetching for them, we were keeping hands that were a little sketchy, but the Surveil kind of smoothed things over. So that was always awesome. Definitely a great addition to the deck. So I'm happy to have at least minimum of 2. Definitely play a minimum of 2. Again, maybe we want more. We'll see as the testing goes on. But as of now, loving this new addition. As for the main deck, I do like this setup. I like the flexibility of the main deck. Everything just kind of goes together. Sideboard, again, pretty simple overall. Just 3s of everything. Just kind of covers anything that you need that the main board doesn't. So Temur Rhinos, obviously one of the best decks in Modern, so not much else to say. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Peace.